all sort of teased that there's monkeypox in circulation, and it never really took off, did it? Well, apparently, the World Health Organization today has declared an ultra-deadly monkeypox strain as a public health emergency of international concern. What is going on? Well, let's speak to Professor Paul Hunter, Professor of Medicine at the University of East Anglia. Prof. Paul, great to have you on. Normally when King Tedros of the WHO stands up and says we need an international response, we all worry we're going to be locked up in our houses. I don't think that's going to be the case, at least I hope not, but there has now been a reported case of monkeypox, as I understand, in Sweden. At what point should we be worried in the United Kingdom?
Well, I think this, in many ways, this is very similar to what we had in 2022. This is a variant of monkeypox that is spreading by fairly close and intimate contact. And we saw in 2022 that the outbreak of monkeypox, which is still continuing, we've had about 180 reported infections so far this year in the UK, or in England actually. And so this is in some ways very little different to that. This is a different clade, which is a different variant of the monkeypox, and it's probably a new variant that's only been around for a year or two. The concern for this is that it is more lethal than the variant that was circulating in 2022 and has been circulating since. But the good news is that probably the vaccine that we use to control monkeypox in 2022 will be effective against this. So, it is a more lethal variant, but many of the people who would be particularly at risk have already been vaccinated, and there is.
Alright, I'm not gonna play this whole video. I don't know what the hell that was about, but Slovakia. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Bakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the whole for elect preaching his word in truth and sincerity. And to you ribs, to you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order, I say to you all, Shalom. Right, so we have this new disease. Well, it's not new, but the mpox is the monkeypox. Right, it's like the chicken pox, but they are coming up with they're already coming up with new guidelines, and how you say this, vaccination identification cards in the UK. They're already talking about this. It hasn't even really been established yet. It lets you know that this damn devil always shows his hand. Right? We are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Right? In 1 Thessalonians. So we see what he's trying to do, man. All the economies are purposely being crashed. All the assets just being basically liquidated. They're just throwing money around, printing it, giving it away. They're building a lot of facilities, right? They're basically preparing for the collapse of every economy on the world. Why? Because everybody has to come under this new Nuevos Order Seclorum, right? The N to the W to the O. So they are all in league to bring out this CHIP to get rid of all paper money to go digital to then control the masses. So this is just a ploy in a way to remove rights, to better implement laws around the world regarding the CHIP. It's all tied to it. Right? Because if you could get people in fear to lose their rights, to be protected by their governments, then they can make any threat and say, hey, this is for the betterment of humanity. You have to do it because everybody agrees to it. Right? It starts with a disease, and then it starts with terrorism, which could be created. Right? A terrorist could be created out of thin air. right? So can diseases, right? So once the people give their full rights to the government to be protected by the government, then you're putting your life in the government's hands like a cattle, right? No different than a cow. A cow has to go to its masters in order to be fed, give water, things of that nature. Right now, we have the illusion of freedom, right? Free roaming cattle. And they're about to remove that as well. There's so many different crises going on at once. We know that the monkeypox has not really killed anybody anytime recently, right? So anything that comes out, let's say this new mpox is a real threat, right? It was most likely mutated and weaponized to do so, right? We also have a thing called what's it called? Accelerated cancer, or something like rapid cancer, or something like that. Was it rapid cancer? Something like that, right? Where the fact checkers, one of the fact checkers, I forgot the lady's name, who was basically telling everybody that, you have to get the jab, it's safe, just pushing it heavy, man. She got that accelerated cancer, right? So even though this information is out, right, where the 2020 demic was basically manufactured by man, right? And the vaccines that was given was never proven to fix anything. In fact, it was proven to cause more harm than good, right? Unreversible, life-threatening changes. Right? People are still going to keep getting jabbed, right? There was a plane coming out of, I think it was Brazil, with a bunch of doctors who were speaking against the 2020 vaccinations, right? Who Trump was basically pumping his chest, saying that, it was because of me this vaccine came out. He approved of this, and even his own followers disapproved of this situation, right? But they still support him, right? So it doesn't matter who wins this election. Either president is going to allow for mass vaccination with the same exact vaccine for both diseases. That makes no sense to me. I'm not going to name the different companies, right? We all know there's at least 3 of them who push this, and they're using the same exact thing for both, right? You're not going to use the same medication for diarrhea as you are for a headache. It makes no sense, right? But that's the thing. It's really not a vaccine. It's nanotechnology, right? It changes the way your chemistry is. So if you're viewing this, and I recommend that you don't take any jabs, right? If you already took the jabs, well, you better pray on it, right? That's not the mark of the beast, but eventually all these protocols are leading up to the mark of the beast, so every man will be tried and persuaded in their own mind to make their decisions, right? Because the Lord is the one that guides our steps. So you better pray that the Lord has mercy on you and strengthens your faith to not take these things, right? The scriptures say, those who seek to save their lives shall lose it, and those who lose their lives for my name's sake shall attain it, right? Paraphrasing. So Stay strong, stay vigilant, pray for mercy continually without cease. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the hopeful light, preaching His word in truth and sincerity, and to your ribs, you sisters out there learning in silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom.